everybody. 8:11 a.m. Welcome to my channel. Yesterday, pretty ugly day, trading in the middle of the range. And then we pushed higher. And I was saying when I was live in my community, this could be, once it hit that month-to-date anchor VWAP, the ES, I was like, this, if it can't go any higher, you probably have a shot of going, that's just the balance. And right now, that's what's happening. Right now, memory stocks yesterday caught a bid. They caught a bid, right? The Mag 7 really was kind of muted yesterday. But memory stocks were the key, right? Well, now this morning, memory stocks are down. Semis are down over 2% this morning. Crude is up to $87 a barrel. With supply shortage worries. Okay, and of course, the Middle East tensions. I said yesterday, if this keeps going up, the market is definitely going to take a notice. And over 90, a Brent, I think, is over 90. Okay, so very interesting. Very interesting. And also on the daily charts yesterday, I was mentioning this too on my when I was live, right here in the dailies, right? The SPY was testing the 90 MA daily for the second time, and the first time it was the Qs. And I said usually you do not, the first test, you just don't rip through it. You get a little move above it, right? Like you got a little move and then you could not take it out, right? That's generally how it works. You can see the first test for the SPY, same thing, second test, right? So that's what's going on. Now today we have I'm sorry, Tesla and Google's earnings after the close. All right. Tesla tried to recover a little bit yesterday. Google did not have the best day yesterday. We'll have to see. All right. Let's get into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Stephen Gazaz. Use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand. Gamma exposed. That was the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge. That's when I come up with my game plans. Now, once that market opens up, I use the market internals. I want to know where money flows are going. With my weekly expected move indicator and giveaway for free for Thinkorswim on my Discord, as well as the Gamma flip points I give away for free. Little ICT. Okay, so Maker VWAPs, basically my own proprietary trading system. Okay. Now, every morning, I do this. Hopefully, you guys come join me. Subscribe, set that alert, give you the market story, the market news, the economic calendar. All right. Technical analysis, and always give you the long and short trade scenarios. Long, short trade scenarios at the end of the stream. All right. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now, if you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Okay. We're going to get right into the futures watches now. And you can see the VIX is up 3.28%. We have crude up 3.26% at $87 a barrel. Gold up 1.34, silver up 1%, Ethereum's up 0.21. 10-year yield's flat, dollar flat, 30-year bonds being sold slightly. The Dow is down 0.18, ES down 0.36, Russell down 0.41, Bitcoin down 0.78, Nasdaq's down almost 1%. Okay, Mag 7 plus. Microsoft is up 0.5%. Netflix up 0.38. Google up 0.35. Bunch of 1%ers here. NVIDIA down 1.20. Caterpillar down 1.34. Coinbase down 1.39. Broadcom down 2%. AMD down 2.63%. Intel down almost 4%. And Micron down 4.4%. Top sectors. NEM, the mining stock. Okay. Up 1.70. Chevron up 1%. Exxon up 1%. Salesforce up 0.45. PepsiCo up 0.41. Laggers, Oracle down 0.82, Qualcomm down 2%, GE Vernova reported earnings and they were mixed, and the market doesn't like it, down 7%. Sectors: energy is up 1.15%. Okay. Communications up 0.44. And then technology down 1.35, and semis down 2.27%. Now I was talking about this in my on my live stream yesterday, that generally when we were trading, the memory stocks catch a bid, they get bought, and they get continuation. That is not happening. So we're training the market now. You better take your profits. You better take your profits, right? So hence why we're in balance, right? So let's look at this economic calendar today, which is not showing us much today. 30-year mortgage, previous 6.65, actual 6.69. That makes sense. Crude inventories at 10:30. Okay. Uh, Iran tensions in focus. Obviously, Alphabet shares and stuff like that. Let's just see if there's anything else here. They haven't been given these. And Super Micro is been pushing real high today. Okay. Let's go to the earnings. So this morning was AT&T, GE Vernova, Philip Morris, Travel and Leisure. Okay. Now after the close today, Tesla, Google, ServiceNow, IBM, Texas Instruments, Kinder Morgan, big earnings this morning. After the close, sorry. Tomorrow before the open, Nokia, Cleveland Cliffs, American Airlines. Okay. Freeport McMoran. Okay. Blackstone, Lockheed Martin. So that's earnings. Okay. So in here, there's like something Saudi at 7:43 said alert issued to Damam to warn of danger. Okay. Let's see here. Iran's General Sharifi, massive enemy data center in the UAE destroyed in the third imposed war. Okay. Let's see Trump's schedule. Let's see if there's anything here. Not seeing anything right now. All right, no new news there. All right. So we are going to move on to market internals. Okay. So yesterday, tech was a leader, financials. So this had a little bit of like weakness off the bat and then just got stronger. I had 2 attempts at shorts. I was very close to going along here in the beginning and it was ugly. I wouldn't have gotten stopped. And then that would hit my target. And then I had a short that it was weird. Some news right here, I believe. My trade was working and some news came out that was not positive and it ripped my stop. It just all of a sudden was going lower and then boom, hit me, which sucked. Then I tried to short again, it got break even. So then I was looking for a long. And it really never pulled back and it just ranged. Okay. But when you have internals like this, mark gap weight like this, you're not really going to go down. Now, again, I shorted when the market was not that strong. That's why. If I would not have shorted up when the market was like this. Okay. Just to give you that perspective. All right. Now, let's go to dailies. I went over a little bit, yes, about the daily chart, but let's go to those daily charts, right? So, what do we have here? 9 EMA daily flattening out, right? 20 flattening out. 50 is flattening out. That tells you everything you need to know about this market, right? It's not going anywhere. And yesterday, what did we do? We opened here. I'm sorry. Um, we opened here. So I had a positive day, right? That's last week's close. Have not touched last week's lows, last week's highs. Okay, we're just in a mess. We are in a mess. It's really, you can't say anything more about it. 745s, 745 20s. So we are at yesterday's lows. Okay, futures. Okay, futures. So yesterday, remember I said the expected move should be here? That's what happened, right? Hence why I wanted to get long early in the ES. And like I said, that trade wound up working. It was very ugly, but it would have worked. Okay. So what do we do now? I think we established a balance area. Maybe we come down to the 74, 73s today. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. Now, Qs. Qs. Look at that. Right into the 9 EMA daily, right? Right there. Looks all good here, right? However, we're at 701 70s. 701 70s. Okay. You are gapping down right now. Gapping down. Okay. So now, see, this is why I love futures, because in here it doesn't, from this daily chart, it doesn't give you all the information, right? Because all you see is like, oh, three like higher lows, right? Nice, great daily chart, right? But if you go to the futures, that does not show that picture, right? Like I said, you have a daily supply zone right there, right? Declining 9 EMA daily, right? Declining 20. So the futures, because it's almost 24 hours, gives you more information, right? So look at you. You came up here, and now look, I think we're destined to go down. Okay, right down to the 287s. Who knows? But this doesn't look very bullish, okay? So that's what I'm looking at. Let's look up the breadth real quick. So percentage of stocks over their 50 is at 60%. So kind of middling, okay? Little breath check-in. Now we're going to look at the hourly charts. And like I said, this could be the new balance area, right? Go to the hourly chart. And I was saying this right on my live stream that I said we're coming up to the month to date anchored VWAP, and that was your high. Now there is sorry, ultimate balance has moved to this level. What is that level, right? That level is 75.45. I believe that was a high volume node from the past. So now 75.45, and guess what that separates? This range from this range. That's the line in the sand. So that's your bull bear line. Okay. Now, this was established yesterday. Okay. There was a lot of volume up there yesterday and the overnight. Okay. So I expect this. You got poor structure below this area, right? Around 75.12, 75.10s. You came in here yesterday, found support. Okay. There's poor structure. Like I said, if this market gets, now this is balance now. Remember, once it comes up, it must come down to the balance of lows. Okay. Because what that means is we came here, right? Got bought up, went down, got bought up, sold off, came down here, went up. I expect us to come down here somewhere. Okay. But we will have to see. Now there is a 1 hour supply zone I am staring at right now in my face, right here. So there's a lot of stacked supply overhead. That's why I'm saying any kind of pushback up is probably an opportunity to short it. Okay, we're in demand, but now we're in balance, so this is all in question. And there's poor structure below us. Right? Now, if memory stocks get money flow outflows today, yeah, that's going to hurt. And in the past, without SanDisk, Intel, and Micron getting such powerful moves, okay, they didn't affect the market before. It wasn't like, ooh, SanDisk is up and the market would do so. It didn't even matter. But now they're large market cap players and they affect what we do. SK Hynix is also, it's not added, I don't believe yet in the triple Qs. It will be. Okay, these are stocks that definitely can move our markets now. All right, so remember 75.45, that's our balance highs, and that's probably the bull bear line. I'm saying right now, most likely any push up is probably you look to sell the pop. Moving on to the NASDAQ. Okay, 293s now is your most traded price of the week. Again, that's the delineation between this range and this range. Now, you don't have as much as of a nice balance area that the ES has. Okay, now look, you just broke this demand zone. Okay, so and you have a supplier right here. So let's copy that. You have a lot of overhead supply in this NASDAQ. Whoa, boy. That's not an easy move up. All right, that is not an easy move up here. So remember, 293, most traded price of the week now. Over that, all right, over that, you go back into the other range. Okay. Now, the NASDAQ, okay, this is a little toothpick. There's the elephant. Remember, let me introduce you guys to Elfie. That's the elephant on a toothpick. Can a toothpick shoot a toothpick, hold an elephant? No. So you have poor structure below in this NASDAQ, which could just get boom, 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 ripped apart. And then you have a key 287 support that, whew, look at this little stick here. We'll have to see. Now, we do have big earnings coming, Tesla and Google. Maybe the session is muted, but technically, if there's just some momentum to the downside here, this gets cleaned up, and then maybe we hang out and bounce here, wait for earnings. I don't know. Okay, that's the hourlies. All right, let's get now into the market profile, volume profile. Man, I just love how this looks. Oh boy. All right, here's your market profile, volume profile. Just showing you the balance. Just clear as day. Really is showing you. Okay. Now, what do we have here? Almost 100% net short in the overnight. Now, 2 days in a row, I've said this, and it has come to fruition. Okay? Meaning, once you get overly long, which I believe we have 2 overnight sessions in a row, you get a correction. We did yesterday. You correct it, right? Took all those weak hands from the overnights, had them take profits, and then it was able to move higher. Okay, so that might happen again. 100% net short, pretty much. So that's what I'm saying. I'm expecting some type of bounce, right? That could look like, oh, I don't want to short this bounce, right? But remember, balance rules. Now, can it just support this and rip up? It can, but it kind of will defy some logic. Okay, so let's get right into the ES, long and short trade scenarios. What we're going to do is break out this little session here. Okay. Now, of course, key levels. 75.45 is ultimate balance. Remember, moves away from this level are big. So everybody was trading here. Okay. Look at this. This is the most traded price of yesterday. It's the most traded price close to the overnights and of the month and the week. The farther you move away from here, because what I'm saying right now, people's behavior, this is what the beautiful thing about the volume profile is. People's behavior are telling you where people are trading. So I would guarantee you the majority of people are longing here. Well, guess what? They're wrong now. They're wrong. Okay. So let's get into scenarios. Okay. I'm going to start with shorts because I'm a little biased of a short right now. Okay. I'm a little biased. So look at this right here. You got somewhat of an equal low here at the 75.11s, the overnight lows. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That becomes a target or draw on liquidity. Okay. So what I'm looking for, we are in demand, but when you're in balance like this and got balance highs, these demands that are in the middle of the range are, yes, they can cause like a little bit of a support, but you most likely you will most likely take them out. It's just a matter of time. Okay. So what I'm looking for is some push up into one of these supply zones. Okay. Around the 75.32s, you have a swing high. Okay. That's also a supply. If you get rejected here, boop, lower high, you target that overnight low 75.11, then go to the 75.04s. So that's one short possibility. Okay. I'm going to give you another one. All right. So next one would be a push up into where? Ultimate balance in this supply. And the overnight highs are 75.47. Now, it's very important how to gauge this, right? Ultimate balance. Okay. I just want to make sure that there's no acceptance above the 75.45s. There could be a brief push up. I don't care about that. You also still have your month-to-date anchor view up there. As long as I reject, retest the 75.45s, that's a short. And you can go down to the overnight lows, 75.11, down to yesterday's low, 75.04. And then we go for those balance lows, 74.73s. Okay. Now, longs. Okay. Longs. So I'm not a fan of longs too much, be honest with you. I'm really not. Okay. Now, what I would say here is there might be a long in here, but I don't like it. Okay, so two longs that I would have to see. I want to see this rip up all this supply, come up in here, take out yesterday's high, 75.54, hold, like establish some acceptance up here, hold, come back down, retest 75.45 is the most traded price, the ultimate balance to go long. That would be a break out of bounds. Okay, that's one. Number two. Okay, number two. If we come down and we just start ripping and take out the 74.73s and you get that V bottom with a higher low, right? Remember, we have Tesla and Google's earnings. Now, I would like this to happen very quickly, right? It even can be later on in the afternoon. It's not my favorite, but this definitely can be a player because that's balanced lows. And you just go long, hold on, and you can have a nice move here. Okay, possibly going back to 7504s. Okay, that's all I'm seeing. Okay, let's go to Nasdaq now, the NQ. Okay, now the Nasdaq here. Let's get right into scenarios. All right, let's break out the session. It's also close to 100% net short. Like I said, there's probably a correction coming. Now, we're definitely a little more bearish than the Nasdaq. Look, we already took out yesterday's lows. It's a different picture. A lot of overhead supply. I am not looking for a big time long here. Okay? Remember, your level here is 293, most traded price of the week. Right above that's the most traded price of yesterday, 293.39s. Okay? So, same kind of stuff here. I'm going to start off with shorts. Okay, you're in this bullish for value gap. You're getting support. Okay, fine. That's fine. You have a swing high around the 29166s right there, and you have a bearish for value gap right here. So and supply. So if we came up here and swept that, and you're like, ooh, right? But then reject it. Boom. Lower high, right? You short that. Target overnight lows, 28995s, and the rest of this bullish FEGs down to around the 28938s. And like I said, once the gravity takes over of this is not the prettiest balance, that's where you go for the 287s. Okay. Now, if you come back up and come all the way back up into these 293s, lots of supply up here. Okay. Reject the 293s, put in a lower high. You also target the overnight lows, 289s. Then you go for those 287s. Okay. Now, on the short side, I'm sorry, on the long side, yeah, can you get a sneaky long here? Yeah, I think you could. Like again, I was talking about it in my Discord when I was live. Like, what's the easier trade, right? This is going to be difficult, in my opinion, for my style to just go long because I could possibly get something. I'd rather get the bigger move. Okay, but what could happen here? Well, if you get support in this bullish FEG, right, initially, I think you can have a nice pop up to the 2916. Definitely do. Okay. That would be a quick trade. I call that a sneaky long. All right. Now, what would I say that I'd like to see? I'd like to see this Nasdaq get destroyed, honestly. Take out all this demand zones very quickly. Take out the 287s, right? Sweep it. Come back into this range with a higher low. That's where I would look to get long. Now, again, this would have to be, well, it's really not that weak. It'd have to be quick. And then we brace for earnings. Okay, that's it for me today, folks. So, just a quick market recap here. Ultimate balance 75.45 is your line in the sand for the ES. Above it, you could be bullish. Below it is bearish. We're in balance. I expect a move down today. Okay, I expect a move down today. And in your NASDAQ, the big level is 293. Up below it is bearish. Above it is bullish. And we're relatively weaker. Okay, both ES and Nasdaq are pretty heavily short in the overnight, so that would make me think we do get a bounce. That bounce is probably a shortable bounce, but we'll have to see. Okay, so that is it for me today, folks. Please smash the like button if you enjoyed that analysis. That'd be much appreciated. And as always, please come join me every morning. Subscribe, set that alert, give you the market news, the economic calendar, technical analysis, and I always give you the long and short trade scenarios in the NASDAQ and the ES futures. Okay? Now, if you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That's Confluence Trading. Go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. All right, now we have our plans. I have my plans. All right? Remember, everybody has a process they need to follow. Remember, no trade is a trade. All right? And if I don't see you live in my Discord around 9:45 a.m., I'll see everybody tomorrow.